Right, hi, good morning. Just a quick update on Port to Finish. Had a good chat with Ed this morning, and I think it's pretty much as we've said most of this week regarding the horses. You know, DTE was a little bit underwhelming, and Arishka was poor last night. But before the races, the trainers were pretty confident of good runs. So you know, racing is tough. It's very hard finding winners. We could do a Btf finish, finishing off the week for us in a better way than the last couple of days have gone. It started well with Altere, but you know, more about Btf finish. Ed's very happy with him. This is the right race. I think we had been focusing very much on 7 furlongs. I was a little bit surprised when Ed suggested this race as an option because you know, the jockeys have been getting off and saying that he needs 7, and I don't think there's any doubt that he stays 7 well. But as we know, we're born to finish. The way the race is ran is vitally important to him, and he needs the race to go quick so that he can get into his stride, and then he can come, you know, stay on at the end in effect. You know, I mean, Jamie Osborne used to always say that he doesn't have a turn of foot; he just stays on better than most horses do over that sort of trip. And because when he gets close enough to be competitive, and he just continues to just pick up that little bit more than everybody else, he can give the impression of having a strong finish, but it is a case of him staying on better. Now this lends itself, as does his breeding, to the fact that we think he will be better over 7, possibly even over a mile in time. But at the same time, you've got to find the right race for him, and we were keen to get him out again very quickly after his last run. I think the draw did for him last time, and it wasn't as quite as bad a run as what it might have first appeared. He's stayed on well, and he's picked up past a couple of horses in the last half furlong, and he was a lot closer to the ultimate winner than he at the finish line than he was at the furlong marker, and even closer than he was at the 2 furlong marker. So Ed thinks it's worth having a go at 6. It could well be that they're just too quick for him tonight, because the whole logic has been that he doesn't quite have the acceleration that he did have once. However, he's in very, very good form. He's off as low a mark as he's ran in a long time on the all-weather. He's won off marks significantly higher than this, so that should help with the greater race, should help with the fact that he's back at 6. He's got a reasonable draw in 6. David Probert takes the ride, and he should be able to drop him out, get him into a position. He is going to be asked to put him into the race a little bit earlier than what he may well have been getting put into the race, especially the run at Kempton, just to try and make sure that he's there with a shot towards the end. Now, the key thing with this race tonight is where the early pace is going to come from, and you know, it's quite a useful tool on time form, and they reckon that the pace is going to come from stalls 4, 5 and 8. There's non-runner in 7, and obviously we're in 6, so the pace is going to be around about where we are. So it should help David that when they go forward, he will be able to just find a place, tuck him in, and get him going, hopefully coming off the bend and, you know, picking them up. Now, he's ran very good races at Chelmsford before. He's never won there because Chelmsford does suit horses that are ran race more prominently than what Btf Finish typically does. And we've had a few unlucky stories. So I think tonight I would probably take an unlucky second, with a fast finish in second. But, you know, he should be able to win off this mark. If he can't win tonight, then we have to reassess where we are with the horse completely. Well, it's not as quite as black and white as if he doesn't win tonight, but you know, he's got to be very competitive off this kind of mark. If he can't be competitive off 65, then he's not the horse that we thought he was, and he's regressing in his form. But there's nothing in the way he's running, or especially not in the way that he's worked at home, that would indicate that to be the case. Ed, as I say, is very, very happy with him. He thinks it's a nice race for him. There is an obvious favourite tonight, which is the 3-year-old from the John Quinn yard. That's running off less weight than what we are. It's got 3 good runs in the book at this track. Wasn't so good last time out, but you know, he's done it here, and he's a course and distance winner. The David Brown horse, Poeta Brasileiro, the number 7, looks as though that is going to be a horse that's going to be running a decent race as well tonight. Good outfit, David Brown, but the horse is slightly up in the weights. The rest of them, they are the kind of horses that really Born to Finish should be beaten. I think there is possible improvement to come from the Quinn and Brown horses. The rest of the horses, they've all got back form that would be comparable to what Born to Finish has run in the past, but they all have not been running great. Now, they're probably looking at Born to Finish and saying Born to Finish hasn't been looking great, and we know that there's a little bit of circumstance around that. They could have the same thing. I think the one other horse in the race that stands out to me a little bit on looking through it is the Robert Cowell horse, which is out at, I think, 16 to 1. Good answer. It's got potential to be better than what it is. It's still lightly raced. It is only a 3-year-old, and it's racing off 67 today. So I think that there is a chance that horse could be a little bit better. If that puts it all together today, it's got a very good claimer on, taking a further £7 off, so it's going off a very lightweight. That horse could be a threat for a very, very good trainer. Other than that, I'll be looking for Born to Finish to run well. Ed is really looking for Born to Finish to run well. And it'd be nice to finish the week off on a more positive note than the last sort of 72 hours. But as always, anybody has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will give you an update as soon as we can after the race tonight. Thank you.